Go Bills.
It is.
Well, you know what? I think that's a great, fantastic segue because the Miami Dolphins are facing off against the New England Patriots. And Colby, I have to admit to you, leading up to the potential injury report that I saw from the Miami Dolphins, I had Miami winning since they were at home, but now I'm not so sure. So I think I'm going to pause my prediction on this game until I hear from both of our contributors based off of their thoughts. Because from what I see from my end, that injury report for Miami, pretty daunting. Colby, thoughts on this game? Should I pick the Patriots to win this one? Go ahead.
You know, I'm actually going to kick this one to TD first because I feel like he's going to say some blasphemy that I'm going to have to rebuttal on and actually put out the facts. So, TD, I'm going to let you actually go first. You are the home team. I will give you the respect. So,
wow, that's so respectful. See that?
I like
respecting
that,
your opponent. I've never seen that before.
I like that.
What's understood doesn't have to be explained. I honestly don't even know why we're talking about this game. This is like one of the most obvious games in NFL history of what the outcome should be. The Dolphins are going to beat the Patriots. We're not going to get besides ourselves and, try to, belittle this situation. Mike Vrabel, he does concern me and how he usually game plans against Tua Tagovailoa. But at the end of the day, last week I saw enough. Bryce Young is better than Drake May. Okay. And so at the end of the day, Drake May look like he might be a bust. And this week, if he don't get his act together, he is going to be a bust. He was literally that terrible to me in the game. He made a few throws here and there. But above all, when you really look at it, the defense isn't hot stuff like I thought. They're dealing with injuries. Gonzo, what's going on in the secondary? They're dealing with stuff in there, and we got Tyreek and Waddle. Now, Waddle a little banged up with his shoulder, but it's still the threat. And you seen what happened last week. Tyreek was mad, and everybody all on the media talk about it's been a whole year since Tyreek caught a pass over 30 yards. He probably going to have about 3-4 of them boys this week, okay? The Patriots, they're learning. They're learning what Vrabel wants to get done. They're getting better. They'll get better and better as the season goes on, but they know we own them. We literally own the Patriots. So, yeah, I was wrong about the whole Colts thing. A little bit too overzealous about it. But these are the New England Patriots. We're not going to fool ourselves, okay? We're not going to fool ourselves. We know what the outcome of this one's going to be. Tua bounce-back game. McDaniel coaches it well. And, it ain't much to really talk about. I think Kobe knows this too.
Wow. That was some let me just say this one thing.
Some very surface level analysis right there. I appreciate
that. Was just very surface level. I didn't hear any X's and O's, nothing about matchups.
Some might call it lazy analysis.
Mac Jones.
What I heard there was this guy did not learn anything from last week. You didn't learn anything.
Mac Jones,
two of the same. That's all you need to know.
Okay, wait. Can I just check TD real quick? Because all summer I hear you glaze the Patriots, and all of a sudden they're like,
gonna get better. They're just not out the gate like I thought they would.
But now they versus the Dolphins. Now they're
the division for a reason. You scored 8 points against the Colts. The Colts.
Oh,
Kobe, the Colts better than y'all.
I'm not saying we're better than the Colts, but why are we acting like the Colts are like a prestigious playoff team? That's a middle of the pack team. You didn't even play close, TD. They blew you out. You scored 8 points against Daniel Jones. You look like Tom Brady out there. You guys gave him the nickname Indiana Jones because of how bad he bent you over and slapped that ass. Whoa! What do you mean?
It sounds like that the Dolphins are riddled with injuries. It sounds like Christian Gonzalez is not getting any closer to playing either. Is that right, Colby? Is there anything else we should know about the Patriots injury report that could play a role in the game on Sunday?
In terms of the Patriots injury report, the majority of guys that were absent earlier in the week based off of what was reported did return today. So I do expect everybody on that report, maybe outside of Christian Gonzalez, to be playing in this game. But that is obviously the big one. And Gonzo put a picture on his Instagram story of him at practice. And everybody was like, oh, this is it. He's coming back. And then he deletes it. And then we find out yesterday he's not practicing. And then today he's not practicing. He hasn't practiced since July 28th. So I kind of figured the first day it came out that he wasn't practicing, okay, he's probably not playing in this game. But even with Gonzo not playing, there's certainly still a path for the New England Patriots to win this game. And I'll get into it when it's, my turn.
We're keeping it a buck. All right, Colby. So thoughts on the game? I think that we can trust you to dive into some of the X's and O's and some quality analysis into how you anticipate this Patriots team to attack the Miami Dolphins. What do you got? Talk to us.
Look, I'm not going to come in here and I'm not going to lie with you guys. I'm not going to pump my chest and say, oh, yeah, I feel great. We're whooping that ass. And look, to be completely honest with you guys, coming into the regular season, I did write this down as a loss for the New England Patriots because why? We broke this down last week. Historically, the Miami Dolphins start off hot. They are great in week one, and as they progress, they start to fall off. But then they got absolutely whooped against Indiana Jones and the Colts. A guy that was released from his team because he was one of the biggest busts at quarterback over the last decade. That's the guy that whooped you and gave one of the biggest blowouts of week one. And then understanding the injuries and there's no identity to this team, I'm starting to look at this game a little bit different. Now, the narrative around this game from Dolphins fans is going to be that Tua owns the Patriots and the Patriots, they can't beat Tua and all this, but this is a new regime. I don't understand this argument about the past and the history. It's like, well, okay, you want to talk about the history. Mike Vrabel, when he was the head coach of the Tennessee Titans, he has Tua's number. He has the Miami Dolphins number. Guess what? Mike Vrabel is now the head coach of the New England Patriots. The front office is different. The Patriots turn over 50% of their roster this offseason. New OC, new DC. This is a brand new team. This isn't the team we've seen in recent years. Sustain long drives and just not turn the football over, then I feel good about them winning this game.
I looked at the trenches matchups like Colby just mentioned. I see the pass rush from Miami. I like that. I think I'd give the advantage there to the Miami Dolphins as far as being able to get to the quarterback. However, Drake May does have a sense of mobility, right? But then I look at the Miami Dolphins line, and their offensive line is an absolute travesty. Who's the guy that's stepping up for Austin Jackson? What's his name?
Larry Borum.
Okay, Larry Borum out there. Have Larry Borum. That's going to be a sight to see. It's not like Tua is really known for his mobility. But then Christian Gonzalez is out. So, like, who in the secondary do I trust to be able to take away and really confuse Tua out there? I think that you could scheme against the Mike McDaniel offensive attack. I think this is going to be a game where we turn back and we're like, holy shit, 14-9 or like 13-10 or something like that. Like that.
As long as we win.
That's going to be the game for me.
Listen, this game is interesting. You look at the Miami Dolphins perspective, they're coming off like literal embarrassment on the road, like complete going into Indianapolis and getting killed. Their defense was pretty quality for some standards last season. You didn't see any of that. Their identity is supposed to be offense. They couldn't score. They got shut out. Missed me with the 8 points. They should have had a donut because it was garbage time. 33-0 was the score. I mean, come on. We're not even going to consider those 8 points. Tua Tagovailoa, Tyreek Hill, Devon Achane, Ali Gordon, Jalen. You got all the talent in the world with nothing. And the Indianapolis Colts do not have a great defense, in my opinion. So the fact that they went out there and was unable to move the ball, I got issues with Miami. I mean, at least I thought they were going to be able to be an offense that moves the ball. And then you got New England allowing Geno to like go crazy on their secondary, 300-plus passing yards. It was a low-scoring game. Patriots played well in the first half. They looked way better in that game than the Dolphins did in their loss, if you want to compare the two. And I think that the Patriots have more upside. Honestly, it is on the road, but I'm going to take the... Who am I taking? Tie. The first tie of the year because they're both bad teams.
That'd be crazy. Could you imagine
that's going after a man? But I'll be honest, man. I'll be honest of who I really think is going to win this game. That's right. I can see the Dolphins just winning. I really can. Them being back at home. Tua just for some reason plays well in Miami. They do not play well on the road. I think it's going to be one of those successful, ugly games for the Miami Dolphins, and I see the Dolphins actually defending home field and winning. If this was in New England, I'd probably pick the Patriots.
Oh, we love
It's not
the
even
underdogs.
so much that I have faith in the
Us.
Dolphins, but it's more so like when you need the Dolphins to do something in a positive light, they're going to fail. They probably should just rip the Band-Aid off, right? And they probably should lose this game, so they're quicker to a solution with Mike McDaniel in this current regime.
This is a perfect game for the Dolphins to win.
They're probably going to win it because they shouldn't.
Start that momentum.
No, and then like follow it up and just get absolutely destroyed by the Bills on Thursday night. But I mean, really outside of that is what it is. So Colby, I'm sorry, but it's the Fins for me, man. It pains me to say.
Belt to ass, Daniel. Belt to. I just want you to know. Belt to ass.
You have the Patriots blowing out the Dolphins, Cole?
Damn. All right, man. Let's talk about these Buffalo Bills and the New York Jets. It's a big game, right? Because you have the New York Jets coming off of a 30-point showdown with the Pittsburgh Steelers. But at the exact same time, you see their defense let up 30. Many would say that it was almost uncharacteristic of an organization that has been built off of having a quality defense. I do believe week one is a lie for the most part. I don't think the New York Jets are going to be regularly letting up 30 points. I think they will get it done. I have a lot of respect for Aaron Glenn. I think that eventually he will figure it out once he figures out some of these fringe pieces, putting them in on the right side of things. This morning / this afternoon, I had an opportunity of checking out the Jets injury report. Two that are really standing out to me. I think both of them will play, but now it's a question of will they be at 100%? Michael Carter II, and Richie, correct me if I am wrong, I believe he is going through a shoulder injury. I'm not sure if he was limited or if he was yet again another did not participate designation today. But regardless, I'm fully anticipating him to play. I like that matchup between him and Khalil Shakir, largely because I don't think that he'll be anywhere near 100%. Sauce Gardner with a hamstring, again, I think that he's going to be completely fine. However, like when you play an offense like the Buffalo Bills, which truly emulates the everybody eats type attack, I honestly think there's a lot of weaknesses that I could see this Buffalo Bills offense attacking. Most notably, I think that with Stevens and whoever is on Stevens, I think Josh is going to be targeting him early and often. I also see this Buffalo Bills team really picking on Sherwood as well, say that they're operating out of nickel. I think that he had a rough day in coverage last week. I think that's something Josh Allen is going to want to go on ahead and test. And when you look at Josh Allen, he loves that middle of the field. And if that is that, I think Buffalo ends up taking the football away twice. And final score prediction, I'm going to maintain consistent. Of course, although my co-host of the Bills Roundtable has it much closer, I have it 31-17 Bills.
Wow. All right, 31-17 Bills, according to Dan Mitchell. All right, that was a long take there about his Bills. All right, I guess it's my turn to
Go ahead.
Listen, man. I mean, you talk about these New York Jets, and I think there's one man that nobody is talking about with the New York Jets. Everyone's talking about Justin Fields. Everyone's talking about Breece Hall over 100 yards, Garrett Wilson.
Sauce Gardner.
Sauce Gardner, no, everyone's talking about him as well. It's not Sauce Gardner. It's not Quinnen Williams. I bet you don't even know who I'm about to bring up.
You rookie.
I ain't going to bring up no rookie, Armand Membu. Okay. I'm going to bring up a name that the Detroit Lions organization is very upset that they let walked out of their building. And that's Tanner Engstrand, our offensive coordinator. Detroit Lions fans and the Detroit Lions organization are very upset because Tanner Engstrand was supposed to be the man to replace Ben Johnson as their offensive coordinator. But Aaron Glenn stole him away. Stole him. He was the pass game coordinator underneath Ben Johnson. And instead, the Lions went externally and found Morton, who was not with the Lions organization last year. And now look where the Lions are. It's only 1 week. We'll see. But there's a lot of people from the Lions community saying, wow, we should have kept Tanner Engstrand to be our OC. And now you're seeing Tanner Engstrand in his debut ranked. The Jets offense is ranked number one in a lot of categories. And again, it's one game. But Tanner Engstrand built this offense from scratch. His first time ever being an offensive coordinator in the NFL. And he built this offense for Justin Fields. And you saw Justin Fields go out there and play one of his best games in the NFL because of the offensive system, the creativity, the relying on the run. Better than any Jets quarterback I've seen. That's not saying a lot. The Jets have had a lot of bad quarterbacks throughout history here. But I am taking my New York Jets to win in an upset in a shootout, baby. I have the Jets scoring another 30 points, and I have the final score 31-30, a 1-point victory, and it's going to come down to Josh Allen, the ball in his hands, and it's going to be a sack by Jermaine Johnson on 4th down to win it. Jets. TD, who you got in this game?
Go ahead,
all right,
TD.
man. Let me get the big reveal out of the way. I got the Jets winning this game 31-30. I actually wrote that down, Richie, which is crazy. That's why when you
31-30?
Yeah, I got it written down. I got the Jets 31-30. Let me explain why. You know, I didn't need to give X's and O's against the Patriots, but let's give something in this game, okay? The Jets, one thing I learned about Buffalo last week, they are garbage this year against the run. See, Derrick Henry wasn't boof, boof like he usually was. He was going through holes and taking off. This wasn't a gritty, him breaking tackles in the trenches. He was just going through lanes. Now, the lanes may have been thin because Buffalo is a good team, but he was sliding through those lanes. He may have had some down the field stiff arms and stuff, but they got ran all over them. Breece Hall is about to have a resurgence this week because the threat of Justin Fields giving a little RPO action too, probably in this game. The threat of Justin Fields running is going to make it even worse. The Jets are going to run the football. And then here's the difference between the Jets and the Ravens this week from a matchup standpoint. When the Jets are up at the end of the game, they're not going to fold with Justin Fields because I know Aaron Glenn and that OC got to know I'm not finna run the ball in the fourth quarter against Buffalo.
Yeah.
I'm hearing a lot of hype about Justin Fields and this Jets offense, and they certainly looked good last week, certainly with some motivation also, certainly at home. But like this is the Justin Fields experience. Like he comes in, he balls out, he looks like one of the best in the league, he looks like a franchise quarterback, and then he loses you the game the next week, okay? I'm not hopping on the bandwagon for Justin Fields yet until I see consistency. And the thing about Josh Allen and the thing about the Buffalo Bills is that defense might lack, and that defense might be inconsistent, and that defense might deal with injuries. But Josh Allen will go pound for pound with quite literally any offense. And Richie and the Jets fans and maybe even the Dolphin fans are going to be like, oh, Colby, he's riding the Bills again. Oh, he's D-riding Josh Allen. It's not D-riding if it's a quite literal fact. How many times do we have to see Josh Allen do this? I've picked the Bills and Josh Allen to lose. And every time I do this, I end up being wrong because Josh Allen, he puts on the cape and he goes pound for pound and he drives down the field when they need to in order to win the game. We literally just saw it this past week against the Ravens that have the potential. I'm not saying they are right now, but they have the potential to be the best defense in the league. And I also trust the coaching of Harbaugh right now more than I do Glenn. So while I do think that this game is going to be a lot closer than people are giving it credit for, I don't think either team is going to get to 30 points. This is an AFC East matchup. This is AFC East rivals. I trust Josh Allen at the end of the day to score more points than I do in Justin Fields and the New York Jets. Defensive side, I don't care how many points it comes down to. We've seen this story so many times. I trust Josh Allen to put up more points. So I'm going to take the Buffalo Bills.